All right, hey everyone. So we're diving into Northside Tavern today.
Ooh, Northside Tavern.
Yeah, and specifically their website.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those places that pops up a lot when you're looking for, like, San Diego Eats.
Yeah.
And especially if you're going off those recommendations, those reviews on San Diego reviews.com.
Makes sense.
We got to see if they, really live up to the hype or not. But
Right.
I think even more interesting than just deciding, like, is this place good or bad, is to sort of, like, step back and be like, okay, so what are they doing on their website?
Right.
Like, what experience are they trying to create?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like, we're putting on our detective hats and we're going to be like, okay, so this little clue here, what does that tell us?
It's like a digital storefront, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You walk by, you look in the window, what do you see?
Okay, so first impression.
Uh-huh.
They are really hitting you with a wall of food.
Oh, yeah.
They've got tacos and burgers, sandwiches, seafood, Mexican dishes.
Wow.
It's almost like, whoa.
That is a lot, huh?
It's a lot. Like, is this good or bad?
Right.
I mean, on the one hand, you're like,
yeah.
okay, maybe they're appealing to, like, everybody.
Right. Broad appeal.
Yeah.
Cast a wide net.
But then you're also kind of like, are they good at any of these things?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, are they really mastering any one cuisine?
It's the classic jack of all trades, master of one dilemma.
Uh-huh. Right.
So that's definitely something we'll want to watch out for when we look at those reviews later.
Yeah, totally.
See if people are actually saying, oh, their tacos are amazing, or if it's just kind of, it was fine.
And they're not shy about making some claims either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they say something like, the best darn tacos you'll ever try.
Whoa. Okay, bold statement.
Yeah. So now we're getting into, like, is this marketing?
Right.
Is this genuine confidence? I don't know.
Hard to tell from just the website.
Right. But then they connect it to, like, authentic family recipes.
Okay.
For their Mexican dishes.
Interesting.
So it's like, come get grandma's cooking or whatever.
Right, like that home-cooked, heritage tradition, all that.
Yeah, totally.
It's a smart move, though.
Yeah.
Because that really does appeal to a lot of people, that sense of authenticity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to see if the tacos live up to the hype.
Right, exactly.
It's not just the food.
Okay.
They're really selling an experience, They've got date night vibes, live music.
Oh, wow.
Pet-friendly patio. They've got brunch.
So they're really hitting all those different, like...
It's a lot.
San Diego dining niches.
Right.
Like, you could go there for a quick lunch. You could go there for a romantic dinner.
Right.
You could go there for, like, Sunday brunch with your friends.
Totally. Yeah.
Or even catch a show with your dog.
It's a lot for one place to be.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And then on top of all that, the drinks.
Okay, what about the drinks?
They've got craft cocktails.
All right.
An extensive wine selection and craft beer.
Oh, wow.
Like, they are really talking to, the San Diego foodie.
Right, the foodie who's like...
still wants it all.
I know my stuff. I want quality. I want variety.
Yeah, totally.
That's interesting, though, because it could also suggest that they're aiming for a slightly higher price point.
Ooh.
Maybe not, like, super expensive, but definitely a step above your average, like, casual diner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because think about it. Craft cocktails, good wine, craft beer.
Yeah.
That all adds up.
Totally.
And so the question is, do they balance that with affordable food options?
Right.
Or is it just like the whole menu is kind of on that pricier side?
That's a really good point.
Something to think about.
Yeah, and this is where things get, I think, really interesting on their website.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? They're not just presenting information.
Mm-hmm.
They're really pushing for action.
Wow, interesting.
So, like, right away, it's book your table.
Okay.
Or book your party today.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got links to their menus.
Right.
And then they even have job listings.
Oh, wow. So it's like...
it's very much like...
hey, don't just browse. Engage.
Come here. Be a part of this.
Yeah. That's very common online these days. Like
right, yeah.
Restaurants, they're really trying to grab your attention and convert you from a casual browser into a, paying customer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And those job listings, that could be a good sign.
Yeah.
Maybe they're expanding,
Okay.
growing, need more staff.
Right.
But, it could also be a sign of high turnover.
Ooh, interesting.
Which is not always a good thing, right?
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
We'll see what the reviews say later.
Okay, and then they've got this section called Something Special.
Something special, okay.
And it's kind of vague.
I don't
It's
know.
just like teasing you, like, oh, we've got something special going on.
Okay.
But they don't really tell you what it is.
So it's kind of like that classic, like...
Yeah. Is it clickbait?
Yeah, like, come see what's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of mystery.
Right.
To pique your curiosity.
Totally.
You know, I think restaurants do that a lot, especially in San Diego with like daily specials and stuff.
Right.
It's a way to highlight, you know, fresh seasonal ingredients.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got something really cool going on.
Right.
Or maybe it's just a way to make their regular menu items seem more appealing.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Who knows? We'll have to find out.
I'll have to see.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've got the social proof.
Oh, yeah, the reviews.
Yeah, a handful of, like, glowing Google reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Each one highlighting something different.
Okay.
You know, one's raving about the food.
Uh-huh.
Another one's talking about the vibe.
Right.
Another one's like, oh, it's so dog-friendly.
Yeah, it's very,
It's like a highlight reel.
it's a highlight reel. Yeah.
Carefully curated.
You know, right. But also tiny sample size.
True, yeah.
And, like, the reviews are all super short.
Yeah, they are pretty brief.
It's almost like, are these even real?
Right, you always gotta wonder,
Yeah.
are they cherry picking, you know?
Right.
Filtering out any, like, negative feedback.
Yeah, are we only seeing the best of the best here?
Exactly. So it's always smart to take those featured reviews with a grain of salt.
Totally, yeah.
Every restaurant has its strengths and weaknesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
The key is to figure out if those weaknesses are deal breakers for you.
Okay, so speaking of, like, see for yourself.
Yeah.
They've got their address, hours of operation, even a phone number.
Oh, wow. Old school.
And an email, like, hey, we're a real place, come visit us.
It's interesting how they balance that, like, traditional contact info
Right.
with this, you know, modern tech-driven website. Like, they even mention being powered by SpotHopper.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, you know, a pretty popular platform for restaurant marketing these days.
Mm.
So it shows they're trying to appeal to, like, both the tech-savvy diner
Right.
and those who maybe prefer a more personal touch.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And speaking of tech savvy, they've got links to their Facebook, Instagram, and Google pages.
Of course. Gotta have the social media presence.
Yeah, it's like a whole other layer to explore, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like we could spend hours scrolling through those posts.
Right.
Looking for, like, you know, visual clues, customer interactions, maybe some behind-the-scenes action.
Yeah, social media is huge for restaurants these days.
Totally.
It's a way for them to, like, showcase their personality, engage with customers directly.
Right.
Build a community around their brand.
Yeah, it's like a window into the day-to-day life of Northside Tavern.
Exactly.
You know, like, what kind of music do they play? What are their staff like?
Yeah.
Do they host special events?
Right. You can glean a lot from those posts.
Totally.
Especially when you compare it to the more, you know, polished website content.
Okay, so let's recap for a second.
Okay.
What have we learned about Northside Tavern so far?
Yeah, good question.
It seems like they're presenting themselves as this, like, multifaceted, high-energy spot with something for everyone.
Right.
They're boasting about their food, their drinks, the atmosphere. They're even talking about, you know, hiring opportunities.
Right.
But we've also uncovered some potential red flags, right?
Exactly. We've seen some clever marketing tactics, some, you know, carefully curated content, and a few unanswered questions, I'd say.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that Northside Tavern is, like, trying to mislead anyone.
Right.
They're just, you know, presenting themselves in the best possible light.
Of course.
As any business would, right.
Right. And that's why this whole deep dive is so valuable.
Yeah, totally.
Because we're going beyond the surface. We're analyzing the subtle clues, the marketing strategies.
Right.
To help you, the listener.
Exactly.
Make an informed decision.
That's the goal.
So remember all those independent reviews we talked about earlier?
Oh, yeah. The ones that aren't featured on the website.
Yeah.
Right. Those are our next lead.
Those are key.
Yeah. Let's see what other diners, you know, the ones who aren't cherry-picked for the website, have to say about their experiences.
This is where we separate the marketing spin from the real deal.
Exactly.
The diner experiences.
The nitty-gritty.
Yeah. So do those independent reviews back up the best darn tacos claim?
Good question.
Is the vibe as lively as they suggest, or is it more chaotic than charming?
Right.
Are the craft cocktails worth the hype, or are they all style and no substance?
We're about to find out.
We're going to find out.
All those diverse perspectives. They're going to help us paint a more complete picture of Northside Tavern.
Right, like we're crowdsourcing our investigation.
Exactly. And remember, what might be a deal breaker for one diner might be totally fine for another.
Right.
It all comes down to your individual preferences.
Oh, okay. So before we dive into those juicy independent reviews.
Yes.
Let's take a moment to think about your own priorities.
Okay.
Like, what are you, the listener, looking for in a San Diego dining experience?
Yeah, good question.
What aspects of Northside Tavern's website resonated with you the most?
Right. Keep those personal preferences in mind. It'll help you interpret those reviews and decide if Northside Tavern is, worth adding to your culinary bucket list.
All right, so we'll be back in a flash to see if the reality of Northside Tavern matches the hype. All right, we're back, and it's time to see what those independent reviewers have to say about Northside Tavern.
Yeah, remember, these aren't the carefully curated snippets from their website.
Right. This is the real deal.
The unfiltered truth.
The good, the bad, and the maybe just. Okay.
Okay, so I'm scrolling through the reviews now, and it's a mixed bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, some people absolutely love those tacos.
Okay.
Like, I'm seeing, flavor explosion, best in Ocean Beach.
All right.
But then there are a few who found them, like, bland.
Oh, wow.
Overpriced, not even close to authentic.
Interesting.
So it's like, okay, taste is subjective, right?
Totally, yeah.
What one person loves, another person hates.
Exactly. And you also got to remember that food quality can vary.
Right.
Even the best rrestaurants have off nights,
Totally.
So it's not always a guarantee.
And it's not just the food either.
Okay.
Some reviewers loved the lively atmosphere, the live music, the whole Ocean Beach vibe.
Makes sense.
But others found it way too loud.
Oh, wow.
Crowded, not a place to have a relaxing conversation. Interesting. So it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
About them trying to be this multifaceted destination,
Right.
They're clearly going for that high energy atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which, might be a draw for some and a deterrent for others.
Totally.
It's all about finding a place that matches your personal vibe.
Okay, drum roll, please.
All right.
What about those craft cocktails?
Yeah, the big question.
The reviews are mixed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, some folks are calling them, innovative,
okay,
expertly crafted.
All right, so some good ones.
But others found them overly sweet. Not worth the price tag.
Interesting. So it sounds like they might be hit or miss.
Yeah.
They have a few standout drinks, but others fall short. This is where, browsing through those detailed reviews can be helpful.
Yeah.
You might find people mentioning specific cocktails that they loved or hated.
Right.
Which could, guide your own ordering decisions.
So after all this deep diving, what's the verdict on Northside Tavern?
That is the question, isn't it?
Is it a hidden gem? An overhyped tourist trap?
Or something in between?
Something in between.
It's hard to say definitively,
Right.
It seems like they're doing a few things right.
Yep.
They've got a diverse menu, a lively atmosphere, and they're clearly putting effort into their online presence.
Right.
But those independent reviews, they do reveal some inconsistencies.
Yeah.
The food, the drinks, the vibe, it all seems to be, hit or miss.
Depending on who you ask.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah. Should you try Northside Tavern or skip it?
Well, here's the thing. We've given you the tools to make that decision yourself.
Right.
We've explored their website. We've analyzed their marketing tactics. We've dug into those unfiltered reviews.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to weigh the pros and cons.
Okay.
Consider your own preferences and decide if Northside Tavern aligns with your San Diego dining goals.
Exactly. Maybe you're intrigued by the lively atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you want to check out the live music scene.
Could be fun.
Or maybe those mixed reviews on the foods have you feeling a bit hesitant.
That's understandable.
Ultimately, the best way to know for sure is to experience Northside Tavern firsthand.
Exactly. Go in with an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared for the possibility of it not living up to every expectation.
Right.
And most importantly, enjoy the adventure of exploring another San Diego dining spot.
And hey, after your visit,
yeah,
you can be the one to add your own unique perspective to those online reviews.
Oh, good point.
Tell everyone what you thought of those best darn tacos.
Right.
the cocktail scene, the overall vibe.
You'll be helping other diners like yourself navigate the sometimes tricky world of San Diego restaurant choices.
All right. So there you have it.
Uh-huh.
A deep dive into Northside Tavern.
From the curated website to the unfiltered reviews.
We hope this exploration has given you a better sense of what to expect.
Yeah.
And empowered you to make an informed decision.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy dining.